My turn. I want to talk about Guy Fieri, the chef from the Food Network. I want to know everybody's opinion on him before we go any further. Tim, you can start.
So I'll tell you something, Greg. I don't know much about this guy.
Okay.
I know that he is a meme in many ways. There's been many memes of him.
Sure.
He has ridiculous hair.
He does.
Is the guy with the blonde hair? Okay.
Yeah.
He's a host.
Right?
He is loud.
Yes.
And people seem to like him.
Yes.
It's as much as I know. He wears ugly shirts.
He does. Like flame shirts, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's like a flame dude.
Yeah.
He likes flames a lot.
Yeah, he does that thing.
And
With,
he has the hair.
He does that weird thing with sunglasses, where he wears them on the back of his head like that.
I hate
all the time.
motherfuckers that do that.
That's like straight 1991.
Yeah. It's
Shout
also
out to
called straight
Curtin.
living. Colin, how do you come down on Guy Fieri?
I like him. I like him a lot, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Guy Fieri doesn't give a flying fuck what you think about him.
Yeah.
You know, he's been doing his thing for years, and he just does his thing, and he's laughing all the way to the bank.
Right.
You know, so like, good for him, man. He's doing, you know, what is it?
Triple
what do you
D.
call Triple D's? Yeah, Triple D.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yep.
That's the show.
And it's
Triple
an awesome show.
It's fun. It's great. It shows little spots around the world. To
He
go to.
also
Country.
owns. He's a California native. He also owns a restaurant which is supposed to be really good called Johnny Garlic, Johnny Garlic's, I think. And he knows his shit. Like, he's not a dummy.
Yeah, he won the Food Network thing. That's how he was the first Food Network star, right?
Right.
That's how it started.
Okay.
And
That
he knows food, and he seems, to me, he seems like a nice guy. Like, he's a guy I would like to have a beer with or something.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
He does seem to be like someone a lot of people make fun of.
Right.
And I don't really get it. I just feel like he's kind of putting himself out there and doing his thing, and I don't really see. I don't see, like, he's not mean spirited. He's never done anything as far as I know to anyone. I don't really get it.
He has a bit of an antiquated look.
Oh, yeah,
I think,
for sure.
Which is why I think when you
It's
you
like a
look
surfer
at him,
bum look.
No, I think when you look at him, it looks like a guy that like had a girlfriend in the late 90s and was like, you should dress like this. And then she broke up with him, and then no one ever told him to stop dressing like that. And so he got stuck in that time period.
I just looked at his Wikipedia.
Yeah.
He started with an awesome pretzel cart. That was his thing.
He had an awesome pretzel cart.
Yeah.
Okay, because he won some show. That's how this all started from, right?
Well, it really started with the pretzel cart.
Of course, that's the real start.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Louis, you're not familiar with Guy
I'm
Fieri.
just literally looking at an image and I'm like, oh my god, like he's got like the Cisco hair going on.
Good.
I wouldn't say.
Good.
I mean, to me, it's like when you search for Guy, just search for Guy on Google. It's Guy Fawkes first, which makes sense, and then Guy Fieri. So
nailing it.
so he's the second
He's
most
doing
famous
something
guy.
for Guy. He's the second most famous guy.
Yeah.
That's quite.
Where do you
What about
come
Guy
down,
Pearce?
Yes.
Nick?
I don't know that I've thought about Guy Fieri long enough to actually form an opinion on him. I've only seen like promos that he's cut for his shows. I don't watch a lot of the cooking channel.
Yeah.
He seems like a nice enough guy. He's very successful, so I'm envious of that because I know his name. When you said his name, his face popped in, and I've never seen him in anything, but I know of him.
Right.
So that's cool.
Let me ask you a question, Greg.
Yeah.
Why is this your topic?
I connect with Guy Fieri on many levels.
Okay.
I enjoy his work, and I think he's a stand-up dude in terms of his job here. This is what I was talking about. First off, I'm with Colin. Triple D's a good show. I enjoy Triple D quite a bit. If you're familiar with Triple D.
No,
It's him in this Cadillac, and he drives around the country, right? It's a convertible. Maybe not a Cadillac, but a giant boat of a car. Drives around the country, and he goes, like, diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Cool.
Like, these little places that do crazy food things, and he eats them, and they're great, and he spotlights them. It's good for local business, right? He's showing off these cool places, doing all these different things, driving tourism there. What I was talking about, and it was after doing this stuff, the podcasting enough, but more of the up at noon where I'd read the teleprompter, have to do your videos, where I have to remember lines or whatever, and all these different things. You look at this guy who was a restaurateur, who's a chef, who then hit it off on this reality show, then got off to do all this stuff. He does amazing things that I think people totally take for granted in terms of delivery, where he does the thing where he'll pull up, get out of the car, be talking to the camera the whole time, sounding totally natural. I'm just here talking to you about this local steak restaurant. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then he opens the door and goes in. And I remember the first time it dawned on me, I turned to Christine, I'm like, he's really good. No one's calling him out on the fact that he just nailed that. And granted, maybe it took him 4 takes. I don't know. Maybe he tripped one of them. But like he just gave one that's totally sounded like he made it all up off the top of his head. And we know that's incredibly difficult to do. Now, the reason I'm bringing up Guy Fieri is that I enjoy his show. I don't go out of my way to watch it. I'm not DVRing it, you know what I mean? But I'm flipping through the channels and it's on. Oh, sure, I'll watch this for a little bit.
What's Guy up to?
What giant potato wrapped in chili, deep fried in a biscuit is eating? Great, I want to hear about it.
God.
This is the kind of food you're getting at a diner.
The places that he goes to, I'm just like, oh my god, I want to go there so bad.
Here, and this is something that I guess touches on what we've seen before. I feel like at some point not only like we talk about internet trolls a lot here. People are mean to me. They're mean to you in this review on the game thing. Colin and I get, we're used to people being mean to us on the internet. No big deal. We don't care, right? Because they're trolls. It's moving into regular society with so-called adults and people you'd think would be better than this that are actually being really mean to Guy Fieri. And that I'm not cool with. Yeah. It sprung to life for me a long time ago, November 2012. And I remember reading this at the time with this New York Times review, right? Of they went in and they reviewed his restaurant, Guy's American Kitchen and Bar in Times Square. And I mean, they are just having a ball tearing this apart. And maybe the food's terrible. Maybe everything's bad. You know what I mean? I'm just like, he's just in there and but they're just being a bunch of jerks on everything, and about him and all these different things. I'm trying to find a good quote for you here or whatever, right? Because instead of reviewing the restaurant, this motherfucker, Pete Wells, is just writing his review as a letter to Guy Fieri. So it starts, Guy Fieri, have you eaten at your restaurant in Times Square? Have you pulled up one of the 500 seats at Guy's American Kitchen and Bar and ordered a meal? Did you eat the food? Did it live up to your expectations? Did panic grip your soul as you stared into the whirling hypno wheel of the menu, where adjective and noun spin in a crazy vortex? When you saw a burger labeled as Guy's Pat LaFreda, custom blend, all natural, creek stone, blah, 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 blah. It goes on like this. Did your mind touch the void for a minute? It's like, all right, man. Is the burger bad? Is there too much stuff happening? Why?
The fuck did you just say?
When you have a second, Mr. Fieri, would you see what happened to the black bean and roasted squash soup we ordered? Hey, did you try that blue drink? The one that glows like nuclear waste? The watermelon margarita? Any idea why it tastes like some combination of radiator fluid and formaldehyde? It's like, all right, clearly you're just an asshole. You're on your high horse about what you think. And don't get me wrong, I don't eat at Chili's, right? I don't think Chili's is all that great. If I wanted to be really mean and does it taste like radiator? You drank radiator fluid and formaldehyde, sir? Pete Wells.
Hey, Mr. Chili's. Have you had your cone queso lately? Actually, Chili's is the bomb. Yeah, but I mean, I think there is something to be said for these people who are like, one day when Greg Miller gets big enough, he'll have the Greg Miller wing stop. Or the great great wings in heaven, whatever the hell you're gonna call it.
The Greg Miller wing experiment.
There you go. Perfect. Damn. The Greg Miller wing experiment, and it'll be a multi-million-dollar chain restaurant, and you will probably not go there, and you probably won't know what's happening at that chain restaurant, and you probably won't care.
Sure, that's possible. We don't know Guy's involvement in his restaurant here. I'm not gonna say that, but okay, so like that's fine. He's making a point. Yeah, maybe he's attached his name to a subpar product. Again, I don't think you need to be this mean in this review of the restaurant to direct it at this man. Now, granted, his name's on it. He should, he's got to live up to it. Yeah. You got to deal with it. When we put out something that's, Greg Miller's chicken wing experiment and kids are getting wings in the eyes, I got to suck it up and deal with that.
I'll never go back to that place. I took a wing to the eye.
The other day, this one popped up, all right? And this is from salon.com, August 2014. I read this at the time.
Is it a hairstyle thing?
I don't know really. No, they're everything. They're news and politics.
That is a crazy ass headline.
Yeah. Headline is how one man destroyed the Food Network. Guy Fieri has made culinary TV into a viewer's hell.
Now, okay, I'm gonna take the devil's advocate approach here and say these are headlines designed to get people to click on things.
Clickbait.
And you know what?
Well,
there's an art to that.
Sure.
But the content needs to be good. And the last example, the content was not good. Like the review. If the headline is like, kind of exaggerative to get people to come in.
Sure.
If the content then was like explaining like the actual restaurant, why it's bad and all that stuff, that'd be one thing.
Yeah.
But the way he did it, the letter, that was mean.
Read us
this
the
headline.
First, read us the
what is the content of this?
Read us the first paragraph.
This one, I'll tell you how mad this made me. Again, as just being a casual Guy Fieri fan, I tweeted this person. And I did my best after so much of IGN and how much you suck, blah, 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 to be like, hey, read your article, thought it was a cheap shot, totally respect your it's an op-ed or whatever, right? But again, how one man destroyed the Food Network, Guy Fieri, has made culinary TV into a viewer's hell. This you want the first paragraph? I'll give you the first.
Give me the first.
Here come the first two paragraphs.
Go for it.
I'll take a deep breath at the paragraph break.
Cool.
For me, watching the Food Network has always been an easy escape from the stresses of daily life. There was just something calming about watching chefs in action, and this network had perfected Zen cooking. They'd often use a natural light filter that made the food appear delectable, as if the chefs were blissfully cooking their culinary delights in the sunlit designer kitchen of a tastefully decorated, impeccable home somewhere in the Hamptons. Well, in a garden, that actually is the case. I've never been anywhere near a sunlit designer kitchen in the Hamptons, but I still found it all oddly soothing. I'd even try to take I'd even try to time my Food Network viewing to when I was having a snack, as I'm convinced watching fancy cooking shows made whatever I'm eating taste better. So imagine my dismay when the very network that used to assuage my nerves after a rough day became one more sources of stress. How did this polar change happen? 2 words. Guy Fieri. That's right, the so-called rock and roll comfort food king, but more accurately, the extremely unhealthy-looking, ear-splitting maniac who thinks he's fronting a college garage band circa 1995.
All right, wait. I have a huge problem with this. Me and the Food Network go way back, okay? It goes way back. Food Network actually has his heritage on Long Island. A lot of people don't know. Now,
you can't just say things like that. We can't prove that.
Get up and walk out
I can't
right now.
disprove the fact that the Food Network started.
I'm gonna prove it to you, but
Later, we'll talk offline.
In the meantime, I'll tell you this. This is what. Greg, can you read me just the first part of that first paragraph again, please?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you when to stop.
For me, watching the Food Network has always been an easy escape from the stresses of daily life.
Okay.
Keep
going.
There was just something calming about watching chefs in action, and this network had perfected Zen cooking. They'd often use a natural light filter that made food appear delectable, as if chefs were blissfully cooking their culinary delights in the sunlit designer kitchen of a tastefully decorated, impeccable home somewhere in the Hamptons.
Okay, that's enough. What were the 2 shows that early in the Food Network's life were the most popular, the popularized?
Rachel Ray.
No, before that.
I don't know.
Think deeply.
Iron Chef.
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
that's one.
Okay.
Iron Chef, yeah, very zen. Iron Chef's
zen.
a fucking maniac
Yeah,
show.
that show's chaos.
Number 2, Emerald.
Yeah,
Okay,
Emerald Lagasse.
who was also
I'm Emerald
a nut
Lagasse.
job.
Yeah,
Who was a
he was
nut
crazy.
job.
Bam!
And he was great. He was awesome. And the Iron Chef's fucking awesome. Obviously, the Iron Chef's a Japanese show, but worldwide it became popular when it started playing in the United States.
In the United States, right?
And so that's articles bullshit from the beginning. Like the Food Network's heritage is actually like people that were
Hell's
off
Kitchen.
the beaten path. They weren't like the frugal gourmet or Julia Child. They were like, they were like people that had personality and were loud. Now there's always a guy like Ming Tsai, East Meets West, which was a great show that was a little more calm.
Yeah.
But or Bobby Flay, who's kind of like in the middle somewhere.
Sure.
Although Bobby Flay went to Japan, was on Iron Chef, stood on the cutting board to celebrate his victory and offended everyone. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was a big thing.
I don't remember that.
But these shows, there's always been people like Guy Fieri, guys that were out of the box that were doing their own kind of cooking show, and so to act like the Food Network was about
It was highfalutin entertainment.
What's this writer's name?
Sorry, go back to that. This is Farsh
Farsh.
Ashkari.
Ashkari. So Mr. Ashkari.
Ashkari.
I'm from Long Island. I know what the Hamptons are. Okay, many of and I'm very familiar with the Food Network. Very few of those kitchens look like they're Hamptons kitchens and are treated like they're Hamptons kitchens. I really have no idea what that means. You know what I mean? Like, because to me, it was a lot of down-to-earth kind of people early in the Food Network's life in the late 90s and early 2000s that were doing really cool shit. So I take offense to that. Guy Fieri's just a natural evolution of what Food Network's always been doing.
And this is where it gets down to why I'm a kid.
Okay, well, look, I was gonna say, my mental image of the Food Network is like Martha Stewart, like living kind of thing. That's just my.
That's fine. I'm allowed to be wrong and not watch the program.
Mine's the,
yeah, that's true.
You
I
know
don't watch.
very well.
I don't watch the Food Network,
Colin.
but that's my impression.
Who was the woman that cooked in the Food Network? I think she was Italian. Had an
Rachel
Italian
Ray.
last name. Was it Rachel Ray? No.
No, I know
Oh,
who
Barefoot Contessa or whatever you're talking about?
No, he's talking about
No,
the
it was ends with a G.
shoulder length hair.
Like the younger chick.
Yeah, super.
Ina Gard, I-N-A-G-A-R-T-S.
Yeah, I know.
It actually is her.
I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
see
it's
her
her.
face.
Yeah.
She's really pretty.
So pretty.
Yeah.
That's all. There was
This
no
is where
point.
this is where probably why at a core until I saw it had to be till this person spelled this out as an insult that I connect probably so much with Guy Fieri. Let's break this down. One of my biggest pet peeves is the way local news reporters talk. They deliver news to viewers like we're all 5-year-olds with their excessive use of alliteration and disproportionate pauses between words. Guy Fieri has adopted that local news reporter intonation and cadence, except Guy is also shouting for some reason. He is incessantly screaming at us to eat concoctions such as beer-battered meatball sandwiches wrapped in a pizza and deep-fried in lard. What's for dessert? A sheet cake dipped in pancake batter, dunked in butter frosting, and sprinkled with Pop-Tarts. In short, Guy. Those aren't real things. In short, Guy Fieri, Guy's trying to kill us. While Michelle Obama campaigns for Americans to make their healthier food choices, the Food Network relentlessly promotes Guy Fieri, a guy who wants us to combust via consumption of highly processed inedibles. Yet, despite being a grown man with a penchant for Billabong clothing, Guy shouldn't incur all the blame. The real fault should be assigned to the people who gave this madman a platform and from which for him to spout his nutso rants.
Okay, so a majority of that entire session that you just did there, You could just as easily like substitute Guy Fieri's name with Greg Miller.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. That's a big problem with it. And like,
Yeah,
and that's probably why
yeah.
I'm so ramped up about it. Is that I'm used to people on the internet yelling at me, calling me fat and stupid and loud, and that's fine, right? And I don't care. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm doing what I love. There's people who consume what I love, and that's what got me mad here. Obviously, is that this person doesn't love Guy, wants to take him down in a op-ed as if this is based on facts, other than and the fact that she's talking about. Or, I'm sorry, he. Talking about the fact of like, you know, it's the people who gave. Then she starts going after Food Network for giving him this thing, and it's like ignoring the fact that the viewers gave him the platform. The viewers are there connecting with his content, enjoying his stuff. Just because you don't like it and you miss your Sunlit Hamptons designer kitchen, which, by the way, there are still a plethora of Food Network shows that look like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck you for not liking what other people like. You know what I mean? Calm down.
I feel like sometimes on this show, around this table, yes, we generalize, but it's usually for humor's sake, right? And I feel like the danger in generalizing is that you really are you're going to come off a little narrow-minded. How many hours a day is Guy Fieri on the Food Network?
Both things they talk about a lot, but and it is a lot, I guess. I don't know. There's D&D.
There's probably,
and he does like the new supermarket sweep.
So maybe he's got like maybe he's got 3 shows and they're in syndication and they probably replay them because I can't imagine the Food Network has 24 hours of programming, right? But at the same time, what does that even matter anymore? Like, you DVR all your shows anyway. Why do you even need to see Guy Fieri anymore? I don't even know what's on a normal network anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even know what comes before or after The Walking Dead. I just DVR The Walking Dead, and then I watch it on a Sunday when I'm with my wife and she wants to watch it, right? Yeah. Or, you know, like this, I don't know how long ago this article was written. I can't imagine it was, I hope
August.
it was August. So that just represents such an interesting, you're clearly just angry, and you're not using any sort of logic or real, like, or reality to hone in on what's making you angry. You've sort of pinpointed this one person and said he is the reason why he is destroying a network. That is a physical impossibility to have happen in reality. Just don't
not to
watch
mention
it.
People people enjoy the content. That's why he's on so much. People are giving. The viewers are speaking. The majority is speaking. You imagine. And then number 2, the fact that love or hate Triple D and the crazy concoctions they see, which aren't as bad as like Man vs. Food when he'd go and eat like something crazy like they just listed.
Another great show though.
Exactly. Is a good point that, like, again, it's local businesses they're supporting, right? Like, we talk about all these local things. Well, why not have this guy show up and tell you why? It's always something weird. Like, this gas station serves the best empanadas or weird. You know what I mean? Like, cool stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm sick of people yelling at Guy Fieri.
By the way,
it's time for somebody to stand up, and it's me and the GameOverGreggy show. Leave Guy Fieri alone. Guy's not hurting anybody. He's making people happy.
The internet is not going to leave him alone. I just looked up, I Google searched him, and apparently all his memes are very angry memes about him.
Yeah, but see, that
all of
used
them
to.
are.
The internet is welcome to yell in a vacuum as if anyone cares about the meme you put up on Reddit that got 13 upvotes. No, that's great. You're totally allowed. It's when you're writing for a site. You're writing for a site, and you're writing. Well, I love Reddit. I'm not saying. Don't get me wrong.
No, that's not against Reddit. That's against the punk ass kids.
Right.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's a million memes about me and Lair and all these other things. Yeah, go knock your socks off. I hope it makes you happy. But I'm talking about these people who are writing for publications. And they're like, oh, we can totally kick the shit out of Guy Fieri now, right? Like, when Colin and I reviewed video games and we didn't like video games, we talked about why we didn't like the video games. We didn't pull in the developer and be like, Lair sucks and Factor 5's worse and they don't know what they're doing and I hate them and this guy who made it, what are you doing?
Well, I guess that's what I'm saying here is like maybe I need to go back and read the rest of the article because granted we are judging this on a very superficial level. We've only read the first 2 paragraphs. There might be citable events where he is actually showing that there has been a degradation in the channel since Guy Fieri has been on it. I doubt it. I don't know if that person is actually.
But this is, again, it's all so subjective.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's a degradation
I'm saying
in the channel
if you're like,
in your view. In terms of viewers, it's up. You'd imagine it's up.
If you were going like at it from an investigative journalism standpoint, and you said to yourself, "I have talked to people,
food journalists I keep hearing about.
I have interviewed execs at the network. Guy Fieri is a ball buster, and he single-handedly had either fired or like is pushing out everyone, and he's trying to control this network, and literally like in a Donald Trump-esque sort of power play, he's killing the USFL."
Awesome 30 for 30.
Great 30 for 30, right? Just so that he can own a major network team or a major NFL team. If he's doing that, I would be like, wow, Guy Fieri is an asshole. This guy's really pinpointed a person who is just a sadistic bastard who's trying to take down a network for his own gain. I doubt that is the detail this person has gone to prove it. I think more often than not,
It's
it
a
is
rant.
100%.
It's
just
a
stupid
rant published as if it's an editorial or an op-ed.
That's like Tim. I do that with Tim sometimes. Where I'm like, this thing is stupid, and here's why. And Tim's like, you have no basis for that opinion.
He's like, you're stupid.
You are just saying it's stupid because you're mad at something else, and this is just where you're choosing to take your anger out.
Yeah, like Spectacular Spider-Man.
This is like
which is the best Spider-Man show.
I'm not saying it's a bad Spider-Man show. I just think it's not as good as Ultimate Spider-Man.
I was gonna say this is like your this is almost kind of like your Colin and Greg live earlier today, right? Whenever you guys were talking about the Australian ratings board,
right,
and how you were ranting about, like, you know, you can't really dictate what people art is or what people consume.
Yeah.
You let the viewers decide it.
Yeah.
Sean Finnegan knows
basically,
what
and
art
so
is.
what
You
basically
should talk to him about it sometime.
well, basically what's boiling down to is that editorial is basically trying to dictate, like, you shouldn't watch that trash.
Yeah,
It's basically what he's
right.
It's all boiling down to.
Very true.
We don't need that. We need
Shout
more.
out to Guy Fieri.
We need more.
Shout out to Guy Fieri.
We need
We
more.
support you.
We
Tim.
love you, Guy Fieri. You're welcome on the show anytime, Guy Fieri. We film right here in San Francisco. Come join us.
I was gonna say we need more Tim and Nick. Just spreading the love.
No, we don't need the party.
2016.
I'll tell you right there now. If Guy Fieri manages to live to 2016, which I can't imagine he's not going to with the way he eats, he is more than welcome to come speak when we are put in the White House as president and vice president.
What do they call that when you're put in the White House?
You are elected at our inauguration.
There you
Thank
go.
you. I was gonna say our inaugural ball, but I'm like, no, that's a thing.
Who's gonna?
do that.
Who do you get to swear you in, Nick?
Cheetos.
Oh, yeah, Cheetos.
I don't
Yeah.
think that'll be legal. I think it'll be
Pretty sure Cheetos do.
We are now President Colin.
Who swears
so
the
I
president?
know we make the rules.
Who swears the president in? Is
Chief
it
Justice.
Chief Justice? Yeah. So it's Chief Justice.
Chief Justice Scalia.
Chief Justice. Scalia
Roberts.
or
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
that's the Game Over Greggy show each week. Oh, come and lay down. It's
So
okay.
tired.
Each and
So
every week,
tired.
4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table. Each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, pick it up early over on patreon.com/kindafunny each and every Friday. If you don't have any money to give us, it's no big deal. It comes out free the next week. YouTube, it's day by day, topic by topic, until on Friday the entire show posts as one big video and one big MP3 on podcast services around the world. Lewis.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks
Did
for
this
Thank
live
you.
up to this live up
Thank
to the
you.
hype? It was worth the trip. It was worth the money.
Yes, it was definitely worth it. I definitely recommend it to everyone who's out there watching who wants to do it. Just open a savings account and just put a little bit of your paycheck in there, and then let it build up over time
Damn,
and make your dreams come true.
that's some good chilling.
There you go.
Speaking of your dreams, this is your YouTube channel down here. Everyone should go check it out.
Oh, thank you.
It's been annotated. You do conversations like this. You ripped
Yes.
off our format.
Yes,
right?
I did.
Yeah,
Well,
that's cool.
see, yeah, my it's your format, but basically I'm the only one in every video, and all the other 3 are guests that are just perpetually being rotated.
And
in
for
and
those
out.
of the people listening at home that can't see this amazing motion graphic title that I've put, what's your YouTube channel again?
It's called Musing with Menchaca.
All right.
There you
Using
go.
with me. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
So you guys want to give it a try at my Twitter handle?
What's your Twitter? No.
You don't. You want.
You say your Twitter handle.
I can say it,
You
but
say it.
I just want Greg to butcher it again like
It's,
he did on the Twitch stream.
Chakalaka.
There you go. Yeah,
got it?
Chakalaka.
Okay,
Damn,
good.
you nailed it.
Chakalaka.
Nailed it. I'm finally
Chakalaka
there, ladies and
88.
gentlemen. Awesome.
There you go.
Chakalaka 88.
How do you spell that? CHACALA.
CA.
Hold on. Are you telling me that there are 87 other Chocolakas?
No,
Don't-
88 is based
He's
off
got to
of.
pee. Don't get him excited.
No, that's not the
The-
year you were born.
Yes, it was.
Oh, no, it was. Okay.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I was born in 88.
Holy shit. I'm 25 now.
Yeah.
I'm so old.
Oh, my God.
This
Shut up.
sucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
Well, I just want to give a quick shout out to all my best friends back home: Eric, David, Tony, and Edgar. There you go.
Shout out to Edgar.
Don't
I
forget-
like
And
you,
never
never
Edgar.
forget
forget
Final
Edgar.
Fantasy 6.
Yes.
Edgar's the one that he's gonna be the one that saves your life
All right.
during the zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
Those
Okay.
first 2 people that you named, useless.
Yes, useless. We talked about the zombie apocalypse on my show. Okay.
I'm telling you right
But,
now, they're the ones that one of them's gonna die. He's gonna not be able to deal with it. He's gonna get high, and then the zombie horde is just gonna take him right out. The other one's gonna stab you in the back, and he's gonna take your first gun that you find, the first M16 you find, or the carbine. He's taking it. Edgar's the homie.
Yeah.
All right. And then shout out to the people I work with that are very supportive of my decision to come here. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Lupe. I can't remember his name. Zach. There you go. Jackie, Memory, and Christy. There you go.
Shout out to Christy
Shout out.
and Memory.
Edgar.
I like
Memory.
that.
Memory. That's a cool name.
Okay. And so basically, it just like really shout out to all my family, friends and family. I can't really name my names.
Shout out
It's
to
just-
moms.
Shout out to mom and dad, especially my mom being supportive as well. But
thank you for letting him do this.
And I just want to end it with the our little team chant that we have at my job whenever we're in our boardroom meetings, and then we're going over the numbers and hey, we are the number 1 team in this or whatever and that. We do this team chant where we do like the beginning of the Queens, like the
Jets, Jets. No, not that one.
No. Where it's like we just do boom boom. Right. That's it. But just once.
Just once.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's down.
Right, so
Wait, let me try it again.
All right. So this is for Christy's team here. Ready?
Yep.
All right.
There was no 4. We needed numbers.
One on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
There you go, Christy's team.
Got some good rhythm in there.
Thanks for watching it.
Watch my back, Edgar.